Hey guys, and welcome back to my F1 2013 career mode. Today we have Season 3, Round 7. It's the Canadian Grand Prix. Last time the Monaco Grand Prix was a disaster. Hopefully today is better. Let's jump into the video. Alonso won in Monaco and is now tied with Vettel for the lead of the championship. James Early retired early on. Oh god, I can't say that. James Early retired at a portion of the race that was before the rest of the portions of the race. It was the prior portion to the following portions. And he is third. 34 points off the championship lead. It's Mercedes Red Bull ahead of Lotus in the Constructors. And we got rain this weekend. A lot of it. Friday, Saturday and Sunday. All going to see a deluge of water fall from the sky and land on the Canadian circuit, Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. I'm just going to increasingly speak in weird patterns so people think I'm Ron Dennis. And qualifying is intermediate conditions. Practice was a short run affair. We actually crashed into the wall. It was a heavy impact at the hairpin. Complete driver error. Right, okay, that's the end of practice. First lap on the board. It's not very quick, but it's a banker lap. A 1.1 off Ricciardo. Up towards the line. It's a 19.497. It's within 4 tenths at least of Ricciardo, so it's a better lap. We're 1.2 off Alonso. I think it's getting wetter out there, so maybe drivers not setting faster times. Will Power up in third in Q1. He's looking pretty quick. The Mercedes once again first and second. Early does scrape through with that lap in 13th place. Nasser, Stevens, Gutierrez, Ericsson, Van Dorn and Bottas out. For once, Gutierrez is not last. And for once, we actually see a Williams through into Q2 with the Wehrlein. Will Stevens knocked out at his expense. Here we go, starting our first lap in Q2 in very similar conditions to qualifying 1. It should be an improvement on our times in qualifying 1. If I'm not mistaken. It's a 19.1, so that is slightly better. I'll just go for another lap, just to be safe. 17.9 from Sainz. 1.2 seconds quicker than me. I don't think I'm even getting through to Q3 at this rate. Oh, wide. We lost half a wing. That might slow me down towards the start-finish line. Still should be an improvement. It's an 18.5 as Power puts in a 17.3. We're on the bubble. We're right on the bubble, just ahead of Rosberg, who's in the drop zone right now. We need to go again, and I reckon I need to find 3 or 4 tenths to safely get through to Q3. Went out on fresh intermediate tyres to get another run in. I'm barely up through the first 2 sectors, but we did lose all the time in the final sector on the previous run. We're going to have to send it through this final chicane, keep it outside of the wall of champions and down towards the line. I reckon that'll be enough of an improvement to get through into the next session of qualifying. It's 5th place. Shockingly, Will Power quickest. Half a second clear of Alonso. Sainz is in the top 3. Then it's Hamilton, Early, Vettel, Raikkonen. Verstappen makes it 2 Toro Rossos through, and both McLarens also squeezing through. So Rosberg, Hulkenberg, Bianchi, Ricciardo, Kubica and Wehrlein knocked out in the second part of qualifying. Power third on the first runs. Oh, it's heavier rain, isn't it? I screwed myself over there, didn't I? Well, let's see what we can do in qualifying 3. Oh, we were purple. I've locked up. No, we have time for one more lap, but I don't think the conditions are good enough to set purple times. This first lap is going to be 10th place. No, we're down by half a second in the first sector. The conditions too wet for the intermediates now. As we slowly roll on down towards the line, it's going to be 10th place. 10th place again. And Will Power's run, it's still fantastic, really. He's qualified in 3rd behind both Mercedes, Alonso and pole ahead of Hamilton. Vettel in 4th, then it's the 2 McLarens, Perez and Magnussen. My teammate Raikkonen is 7th. And his teammate Early, of course, in 10th place. With the 2 Toro Rossos of Verstappen and Sainz between them. They're both Lotus drivers kind of struggling. There's rain predicted for this race, but it starts in dry conditions. We've got the options on the car, and it's going to be a 2-stop strategy, option prime, but we know that rain is arriving at some point. Well, there's only one more thing to do, and that's go racing. The 2013 Canadian Grand Prix is next. We're targeting a podium at the very least. I'm going to try my utmost to ensure we achieve it. 5 lights are on and we are underway here in Canada for the Canadian Grand Prix. And that's a great start from Rosberg. That's one of the Benettons, Hulkenberg to my inside. We made contact with him. Luckily no penalty for me or him. And up the inside we go with a couple drivers in turn 2. Raikkonen, he's sandwiched between Verstappen and Perez. There's that Sainz on my outside. We're in 10th place. That's where we started. And Verstappen is losing out to his teammate Sainz through turn 3 and 4. And Rosberg spun in front of it. If that gives me... I get a penalty. Okay, cool. Yeah, of course. All I can say is, we're not having the greatest of days today, are we? Oh, and the huge amount of damage up ahead. I think Carlos Sainz has lost the front wing, or maybe even my teammate Kimi Raikkonen has lost the front wing. It's Sainz missing the front wing, so we've gone past him. We've got 3 laps to serve this drive-through penalty, so I'm going to stay out for a couple of them. So Rosberg and Kubica have retired, whilst Felipe Nasser has somehow got a disqualification. We begin lap 2 now. I'll run here on Verstappen. Going to lunge it up the inside into turn 6. Make some progress up. That's 8th. The track map already on lap 2 is completely spread out. Ugh! We lost half a front wing. And now Verstappen's got to run down towards turn 1. But the outside line. Toro Rosso driver, I'm not going to let him through around there. And on the end of lap 3, we are into the pits to serve our drive-through penalty. And we go to rejoin here in 10th position. So like I said, the driver's so spread out early on here that the drive-through penalty means I'm still... Well, I'm not even any lower than where I qualified. So the top 3 early on here is Alonso, Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel. Will Power, who qualified 3rd, has slipped outside of the podium places. He's in 4th. Got a run here on Bianchi down towards the hairpin, but we do have a DRS straight on the exit of this corner, so we'll save the overtake for there. Bianchi loose on the final corner. And here goes James Early. He's got to run. Bianchi defending the inside line, and the Lotus of Early goes around the outside to take 9th place. 15 minutes until the light rain arrives. Hopefully it's heavy rain because we're quick in the wet, not so quick on the intermediates. We're only a few tenths off what the leaders are setting right now, so my pace is okay considering I do have front wing damage. 4 seconds behind Verstappen right now, and he's a couple seconds behind my teammate, so we're about 4 or 5 seconds off where I was before we served the drive-through. Vettel just setting a 1:17.9 as we're approaching the line. We're going to set a 1:19 flat, so we're just about a second off Vettel's times. Okay, Magnussen setting the fastest time now. Interesting. The times are improving as the track is rubbering in. I think we can get up to 4th at least. Then maybe as the race progresses we get faster, or we might get slower if it's intermediate conditions. And that's Verstappen getting held up by a back marker. No, it's not even a back marker, it's Perez. Got a run here. We already overtook him once into turn 6. We're going to do it for a second time in this race. Up the inside we go. Verstappen is level with me at the apex. Near the inside line for turn 7 and holds on to the place. Toro Rosso versus Lotus. It should be a one-sided battle. And eventually the Lotus of Early wins out. Verstappen with DRS down the back straight is going to re-overtake. He doesn't brake later. Then the mighty Early into the final chicane. 5 minutes to the rain. We're boxing very soon though because these tyres are destroyed. On the exit of the final corner we have a run on Perez. This is for 7th place. The McLaren driver goes to the inside and to the outside goes Early and up a position. 3 seconds to Raikkonen and my teammate. We're pretty much back up to where we were before the drive-through penalty was served. And in we go. We're not taking any risks in extending today. We're boxing on lap 14 for a prime tyre set. We get the new front wing on the car as well, so it's a 5.666. That's a bad omen. We're going to rejoin here in maybe 9th, maybe 10th place. Back up to 7th we go with Perez in the pits. And I can see my teammate Raikkonen rejoining up ahead. See the first few spots of rain starting to fall here on lap 17. Ever so slightly faster than my teammate Raikkonen ahead. The rain is intensifying. It'll be intermediate conditions on 2 or 3 laps time. After the first round of stops, it's Alonso leading Vettel now. Hamilton slipping down to 3rd. Power's still in 4th, and his teammate Will Stevens is in 8th. So the 2 Wills of Marussia in the top 8. Tell you what, this rain is getting heavy very quick. It might be the switch to intermediates this lap. I'm thinking next lap, lap 20, be coming for the intermediates. Right, we'll box this lap, provided my teammate doesn't. Because we do not want to double stack. I'm too close to him right now. Only 2 seconds behind. Oh, and that's Raikkonen in. So we're going to have to stay out another lap to avoid stacking. I was half tempted to pit the lap before. I feel like I should have done that. Massive lock up there. Somehow still making the corner. It's going to allow Will Power through. He's on the intermediate tyres. And there's no grip. I can't even turn the car. We're slowly going into the wall. I have to put it in reverse. I just can't do anything right today. So we already get passed by Raikkonen and Will Stevens before I even go into the pits. As in we go for the intermediates. Should have just double stacked. I just hope I'm quick on these tyres. Otherwise this is going to be just such a depressing afternoon. We rejoin here in 9th place. And we have had another retirement. It was Max Verstappen retiring from the race. He was inside the top 10. 8.8 to Perez ahead as we go across the start-finish line. Now it's 7.2 as we've gone across the line. So we are gaining by 1.6 seconds a lap. If it goes to wet tyre conditions, I think we're going to have some fun. Wet compound tyre call from the race engineer, and I'm going to take it. I'm going to go straight for it. I'm not going to wait for it to get too wet. And in we go then for the wet tyre compound. It was a quick switch over from the inters to the wets. Hopefully now we can show a bit of pace. We're usually good in the heavy wet conditions, as we'll rejoin in 9th place. And Sebastian Vettel has got up to the lead of the race now. He's starting to pull away from Fernando Alonso. In the 24s, yay. Raikkonen's going a second a lap quicker. I'm pushing as hard as I can. It's just not enough. I'm just not good enough in these conditions. The car's not good enough. The driver's not good enough. Okay, I'm just attacking the corners now. I'm sort of wiggling the car on the exits, and it's apparently gaining me speed. Can't believe I've just fully changed my driving style in the past couple of laps, and we are gaining now. I'm setting good times. Yo, this wiggling technique is actually working. I can now see Sergio Perez in front of me. It's working really well. We're into the 23s still. So we are the second quickest driver on track right now, only slower than race leader Sebastian Vettel. Lap 36, we're into the second half of the race. We're almost within 1 second of Perez. Maybe a run up the inside of Perez into turn 6. It'll be a dive bomb. I'm going to go for it anyway. Up the inside of the McLaren, force him out wide. He holds on to the place. Well, we've got a run here on Perez down towards turn 1. I can't see much, but I'm sure the McLaren's there somewhere. We go for a dive up the inside, and early gets it controlled, maintained, and up to 8th place. Dive up the inside of Stevens. That's where I overtook Perez, and that's where I'm going to overtake the fellow British driver, the Marussia driver. We're up to 7th. 20 seconds is the gap to my teammate Raikkonen. We're just matching the pace of my Lotus teammate Raikkonen up ahead. He's chasing power, and both of them are much quicker than the Mercedes duo ahead of them. We're 15 minutes away from some light rain. We're going to have to probably get a new set of wet tyres at some point. I've got nothing to gain staying out, so I'm just going to box with everybody else. And we're boxing for a new set of the wet tyres as I'm just chewing through my rears. What does he mean by that? And we'll rejoin in 7th position. Honestly, there's no reaction I can really give for that. We've lost half a front wing. And a safety car has been deployed as Jules Bianchi is retired from the race. And I imagine the heavy rain conditions aren't helping with that as well. Shall I take a gamble knowing that it's going to be light rain in 5 minutes? And box for the inters. Well, we know it's going to be light rain anytime soon, and we've got to repair this wing under the safety car. I'm going to box for the intermediate tyres and hope it works out. Going to be close with Perez here on the rejoin. Hopefully we can stay ahead of him. Turn 2 we go. And we are ahead. So we're 7th place. So it's just early in Perez to catch the back of the pack. Everybody else is snaking around behind the safety car. Rain will stop in the next couple of minutes, says the race engineer. Hopefully we're on the right tyre by the time this goes to a green flag again. The safety car is in this lap, and I think that was 1 lap too early for these intermediates to work. We might lose a bit of ground. We might lose a position to Perez on the restart. And we go racing once again. We've got some back markers in the way to make our way through first. The inters I don't think were a good call. We're 10 seconds behind Raikkonen already. Pulled away 6 seconds on the previous lap. It's definitely stopped raining. There's blue skies now around the circuit. It's just a matter of time now. And I think, are the leaders into the pits? And they're making the switch. They're making the switch over to the intermediates. And we're going to jump right back up the order now. Up to 3rd position. 4th position. That's Magnussen in 3rd. And there's been a wing falling off a car up ahead. There's somebody circulating without front wing. Could it be? Oh, there's another wing. There's three drivers. Stevens. So, oh, we're out of control. We're out of control. We've crashed straight into the side of Sainz. But I've gained place. And that's Kevin Magnussen missing a front wing. We're up to 3rd. And Nico Hulkenberg disqualified from the race as Will Power is out. So we're down to 15 runners left in this Grand Prix. I don't think I've ever seen 2 AI drivers disqualified in any of the Codemasters races up to this point. Raikkonen was 10 seconds behind 2 laps ago. He's now 6.7 seconds behind. So it'll be between Early and Raikkonen for the final spot on the podium this afternoon. Probably switch over to the dries, I reckon, with a few laps to go. 4.3 now to Raikkonen. He's gaining really quickly. It's not quite dry enough for dry tyres, but it's getting that way. The top 2, Vettel and Alonso, very close on circuit, and then they're a distance ahead of 3rd place early. It feels like the championship standings in a more visual form on circuit. It's lap 65 out of 70, so not really many laps to go. And it is about to be dry enough for dry tyres. Only the top 7 are yet to stop for the option tyres. I'm just going to pull the pin and go for it. Raikkonen's going to stay out. He's going to get track position, but he's going to be slow in these final few laps. We're going to rejoin his 6th, so we've got to make some moves, but I'm confident we can. First up, Lewis Hamilton into my favoured overtaking spot of turn 6 up the inside of the Mercedes. And that is us back inside the top 5. Wouldn't it be funny if the leaders just stay out? As we've got a run here on Perez, down towards the hairpin, but we're ahead of him before we even applied the brakes. The leaders have stayed out yet another lap. They're going to be losing seconds and seconds per lap. And Raikkonen boxes, so that is early back up to 3rd. The gap to the leader, Alonso, 32 seconds. I hope they stay out. 29 seconds now as we set a purple sector 1. There's a wing at the hairpin. It's 26 seconds the gap now. And with 2 laps to go, the leaders are still out there on the intermediate tyres. The gap's 22 seconds. 16.8 now. More purple sectors being pumped in. More wings at the hairpin. It's 11.4 to Alonso. I got a warning for corner cutting. And 1 lap to go. The gap is 4.7. They were too busy battling each other. They didn't even think about what Early would do. And through goes Early into 2nd place. And there's the leader, Sebastian Vettel. He's struggling on the inters. Round the outside goes James Early to take the race lead on the final lap. That's absolutely hilarious. I can't believe it. James Early rounding the final corner for the final time. He somehow won the Canadian Grand Prix. Fantastic. How in the world do we... And it's a Lotus 1-2. What a result that was. I could not have expected that with about 10 laps to go. But Early wins ahead of Raikkonen. Vettel 3rd. And then it's Alonso, Hamilton, Perez, Magnussen, Sainz, Stevens and Ricciardo in the points. Both Haas drivers get close to a point today. Marcus Ericsson 11th. And then it's Van Dorn. Gutierrez, Bottas and Verline, the final finishers. Power, Bianchi, Verstappen, Rosberg and Kubica all retiring with 2 disqualifications. Nico Hulkenberg and Felipe Nasr. And we close the gap to the leaders. Vettel leading Alonso by 3 points. And Early only 24 points off. So we've made up for the mistake in Monaco somewhat. We'll see what happens come the end of the season, though. And Kimi Raikkonen in 4th position. In the Constructors' Championship, it means Lotus have now overtaken Red Bull and are only 14 points behind leaders Mercedes. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed that one, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And if you want to, check out YouTube channel memberships. And I'll see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.